Aging doesn't ruin your body, bad habits do. Most people think decline is inevitable, but research proves otherwise. Weakness, memory loss, and disease aren't just a result of getting older, they're often the product of lifestyle choices. And if you like the video, remember to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. Scientists have studied populations where people regularly live past 100 while staying strong and sharp. They don't have superhuman genes, they avoid the mistakes most people make. Yet, in many places, lifespans are shrinking and preventable diseases are striking earlier. The real threat isn't aging, it's the myths we believe about it. Let's expose the 6 biggest myths that could be silently cutting years off your life. Myth number 1, aging means weakness is inevitable. One of the most damaging beliefs about aging is that getting weaker is unavoidable. People assume that losing muscle, feeling tired, and struggling with movement are just part of growing older. But research proves that weakness isn't caused by aging itself, it's caused by inactivity. Muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia, begins around middle age, but it doesn't have to. Studies show that people who engage in regular strength training can maintain their muscle mass and strength well into their 70s and 80s. In contrast, those who stop moving start losing muscle rapidly, making everyday tasks harder over time. A retired teacher in his 60s spent years avoiding exercise, thinking it wouldn't make a difference. By the time he was 75, walking up the stairs left him breathless, and his balance was deteriorating. When he finally started doing light resistance training twice a week, his strength improved, and simple movements became easier. Another common misconception is that exercise is dangerous for older adults. Many fear injury, but in reality, staying active is one of the best ways to prevent falls and fractures. Strong muscles support joint health, reduce pain, and improve mobility. Sitting for long periods accelerates weakness, making it essential to incorporate movement throughout the day. Even small actions like taking short walks, standing up every 30 minutes, or stretching regularly can make a difference. The way people move today determines how they will feel in the future. Strength training twice a week, along with daily activity, can help maintain independence for decades. Many who start exercising in their later years are surprised by how much their body can still adapt and improve. Weakness isn't a consequence of aging, it's a consequence of neglecting movement. Myth number 2, forgetfulness is a normal part of aging. Many people believe that memory decline is inevitable as they age. They assume that forgetting names, misplacing items, or struggling to concentrate is just part of getting older. But research shows that memory loss isn't a normal part of aging, it's a sign that the brain isn't getting what it needs to stay sharp. The brain, like any other organ, requires the right conditions to function well. Poor nutrition, lack of sleep, chronic stress, and inactivity all contribute to cognitive decline. In contrast, people who engage in mentally stimulating activities, eat brain-healthy foods, and stay physically active maintain strong cognitive function well into their 80s and beyond. A woman in her late 60s noticed she was forgetting things more often. At first, she laughed it off, assuming it was normal. But over time, she started struggling with focus and felt mentally drained. When she changed her diet to include more healthy fats, whole foods, and antioxidants, along with regular reading and learning exercises, her memory and concentration improved significantly within months. One of the biggest contributors to cognitive decline is a diet high in processed foods and sugar. Studies show that a poor diet can lead to inflammation in the brain, increasing the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. On the other hand, people who follow a diet rich in leafy greens, berries, nuts, and omega-3 fatty acids tend to have better memory retention and mental clarity as they age. Another overlooked factor is sleep quality. Many people believe that older adults need less sleep, but this is a myth. The brain relies on deep sleep to remove toxins, store memories, and repair itself. People who consistently sleep less than 7 hours per night have an increased risk of cognitive decline. Stress is another silent killer of memory. Chronic stress releases cortisol, a hormone that, over time, damages the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for learning and memory. People who practice stress management techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, or simply spending time outdoors tend to protect their brain health longer. Staying mentally engaged is also crucial. Lifelong learning, whether through reading, puzzles, language learning, or new hobbies, keeps neural pathways active and reduces the risk of mental decline. Social interactions also play a key role, as conversations and relationships stimulate cognitive function in ways that solitary activities cannot. Forgetfulness isn't an unavoidable part of aging. It's a symptom of neglecting brain health. By making simple adjustments, eating the right foods, improving sleep, reducing stress, and staying mentally engaged, people can maintain sharp memory and focus well into old age. The brain is like a muscle. The more it's used and cared for, the stronger it stays. Myth number 3, you need less sleep as you age. Many people believe that older adults naturally need less sleep. They assume that waking up early, experiencing fragmented sleep, or functioning on 5 or 6 hours is just part of getting older. But research proves that sleep requirements don't change with age. What changes is how well people sleep. The body needs at least 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night to function properly, regardless of age. However, many adults experience a decline in sleep quality due to factors like stress, inactivity, poor diet, and late-night screen exposure. Over time, this leads to exhaustion, poor focus, weakened immunity, and an increased risk of heart disease and dementia. A businessman in his 60s thought he was fine on 5 hours of sleep. He had spent years waking up early and assumed his body had simply adjusted. But over time, he noticed constant fatigue, irritability, and memory lapses. His doctor advised him to prioritize sleep by creating a nighttime routine, reducing blue light exposure, and sticking to a consistent bedtime. Within weeks, his energy levels improved, and his brain fog disappeared. One of the biggest factors disrupting sleep in older adults is circadian rhythm disruption. As people age, their bodies produce less melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep cycles. This can make it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep, leading to fragmented rest. Exposure to bright lights, caffeine late in the day, and inconsistent sleep schedules make the problem worse. Poor sleep is also linked to higher inflammation levels in the body. Studies show that chronic sleep deprivation increases the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and weakened immunity. Over time, it also accelerates cognitive decline, as the brain doesn't get enough time to clear out toxins that build up during the day. One overlooked cause of poor sleep in aging adults is lack of physical activity. People who don't move enough during the day often struggle to sleep deeply at night. The body needs physical exertion to regulate its natural sleep-wake cycle. Simply adding 30 minutes of daily movement, whether walking, stretching, or light exercise, can significantly improve sleep quality. Another major sleep disruptor is stress and overthinking. Many people struggle to fall asleep because their minds are racing. This is especially true for those who go to bed after scrolling through social media or watching stimulating content. Creating a relaxing nighttime routine, such as reading, deep breathing, or listening to calming sounds, can help the brain transition into sleep mode. Good sleep hygiene is essential at any age. Making a few adjustments, such as reducing screen time, creating a dark and quiet sleep environment, and sticking to a regular schedule, can restore sleep quality. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested, it's about long-term health and longevity. Those who get consistent, high-quality sleep not only feel better each day but also reduce their risk of serious health problems, ensuring they stay sharp and active for years to come. Myth number 4, aging means you should take it easy. Many people believe that as they get older, they should slow down, avoid exertion, and take it easy. They assume their bodies can't handle physical activity the way they used to, so they stop exercising, avoid lifting heavy objects, and spend more time sitting. But this belief is one of the most damaging myths about aging. Slowing down too much is what accelerates aging. The body is designed to move, and when people stop being active, they lose muscle, weaken their joints, and become more prone to disease. A sedentary lifestyle leads to faster declines in mobility, increased risk of heart disease, and even cognitive decline. The less you move, the faster your body deteriorates. A man in his late 70s spent years avoiding physical activity because he believed exercise was too risky at his age. Over time, his balance worsened, his muscles weakened, and everyday tasks became harder. When his doctor encouraged him to start with simple bodyweight exercises and daily walks, he hesitated. But within months, his strength improved, his energy increased, and he felt better than he had in years. Studies show that regular physical activity can reduce the risk of premature death by up to 30%, even in people who start exercising later in life. Walking, swimming, and strength training all help maintain muscle mass, improve joint health, and support cardiovascular function. Another major misconception is that intense exercise is dangerous for older adults. While high-impact activities may not be suitable for everyone, strength training and moderate cardio exercises are safe and beneficial at any age. Resistance training, in particular, is essential for maintaining bone density and preventing osteoporosis. Mobility exercises are just as crucial. Many older adults experience stiffness and reduced flexibility, which increases the risk of falls and injuries. Regular stretching and low-impact activities like yoga or Tai Chi can help maintain mobility and balance. One of the most overlooked benefits of staying active is its impact on brain health. Exercise increases blood flow to the brain, reducing the risk of cognitive decline. People who stay physically active have a significantly lower chance of developing dementia. Taking it easy leads to a decline in strength, mobility, and overall health. Staying active, even in small ways, can dramatically slow down the aging process and keep the body functioning well for decades. The key is to find an activity that feels enjoyable and sustainable. Movement isn't just about fitness, it's about maintaining independence and quality of life. Myth number 5, metabolism slows down and weight gain is inevitable. Many people believe that metabolism slows down naturally with age, making weight gain unavoidable. They assume that once they reach their 40s or 50s, their bodies will store more fat no matter what they do. But research has proven that metabolism doesn't automatically slow down, it slows down when people lose muscle and reduce physical activity. A woman in her 50s noticed she was gaining weight despite eating the same way she always had. She assumed it was just part of getting older. But when she started focusing on strength training and increasing her protein intake, she lost excess weight, gained muscle, and had more energy than she had in years. And if you like the video, remember to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. Muscle mass is the biggest factor in maintaining metabolism. The more muscle a person has, the more calories they burn, even at rest. But as people age, they tend to lose muscle because they aren't using it. This leads to a lower calorie burning rate, making it easier to gain weight. A common mistake is eating too little protein. Protein is essential for muscle maintenance, and many older adults don't get enough of it. Studies show that increasing protein intake, especially when combined with strength training, can prevent muscle loss and keep metabolism high. Another overlooked factor is processed food consumption. Many people rely on quick, convenient meals that are high in refined carbs and unhealthy fats. These foods cause blood sugar spikes, increased fat storage, and cravings that lead to overeating. Whole, nutrient-dense foods like vegetables, legumes, healthy fats, and lean proteins help regulate metabolism and prevent unnecessary weight gain. Some believe that eating less is the answer, but extreme calorie restriction actually backfires. When the body isn't getting enough fuel, it slows metabolism to conserve energy, making it harder to lose weight. Instead of eating less, focusing on nutrient-dense meals with the right balance of protein, healthy fats, and fiber is key. A major reason people struggle with weight as they age is insulin resistance. Over time, a diet high in processed foods and sugar can make the body less responsive to insulin, leading to weight gain, fatigue, and an increased risk of diabetes. Managing insulin levels through a balanced diet and regular movement is critical for maintaining a healthy weight. Hydration also plays a crucial role in metabolism. Many people drink less water as they age, mistaking thirst for hunger. Staying hydrated helps the body regulate digestion, improve energy levels, and reduce unnecessary snacking. Metabolism doesn't slow down because of age, it slows down because of muscle loss, poor diet, and inactivity. Weight gain isn't inevitable. With the right habits, maintaining a healthy metabolism and body composition is possible at any stage of life. Myth number 6, genetics determine how long you'll live. Many people believe their lifespan is already decided by their genetics. They assume that if their parents or grandparents lived long lives, they will too, or if their family has a history of disease, they're doomed to the same fate. But research has proven that genetics play a much smaller role in aging than most people think. Studies on identical twins reveal that only about 20% of lifespan is determined by genetics, the other 80% is influenced by lifestyle choices. This means that what you eat, how you move, how you manage stress, and your daily habits have a far greater impact on longevity than the genes you inherit. A man in his early 60s assumed he wouldn't live past 70 because his father and grandfather had both died young from heart disease. He didn't see the point in making healthy choices because he believed his fate was sealed. But after reading about how lifestyle influences longevity, he changed his diet, started exercising, and prioritized sleep. A decade later, his doctor told him his heart was in excellent condition. He had reversed many of the risk factors that had affected his family. One of the most striking examples of how environment matters more than genetics comes from studies on people who moved to different regions. When individuals from countries with traditionally long lifespans relocate to areas with poor diets and unhealthy habits, their health deteriorates to match their new surroundings. This shows that genetics don't dictate health, lifestyle does. The biggest longevity factors proven by science include diet. People who eat mostly whole, plant-based foods, rich in antioxidants and fiber, tend to live longer and have lower disease risk. Exercise, regular movement, especially strength training and cardiovascular activity, helps maintain mobility and heart health. Social connections, those who stay socially engaged live longer, healthier lives. Isolation and loneliness increase the risk of early death. Stress management, chronic stress accelerates aging, while mindfulness, prayer, and relaxation techniques slow it down. Sleep quality, getting enough deep, restorative sleep supports cognitive function, immune health, and longevity. Genetics may load the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. Even if a person is genetically predisposed to certain illnesses, their choices can determine whether those genes get activated. Science shows that through diet, exercise, and stress reduction, people can switch off genes that contribute to disease and activate genes that promote longevity. The truth is, you have far more control over your lifespan than you've been led to believe. And if you like the video, remember to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. The key to living a long, healthy life isn't found in DNA, it's in the small, consistent choices made every day. By now, you've likely realized that much of what people believe about aging isn't true. Weakness, memory loss, weight gain, and disease aren't just a product of time passing, they're often the result of habits and choices. The biggest mistake people make is accepting decline as inevitable. They assume that because they've always heard that aging brings suffering, there's nothing they can do about it. But science shows that the opposite is true. The human body is designed to thrive at any age, as long as it's given the right conditions. One of the best examples of this is the blue zones, regions where people regularly live past 100 while remaining active and mentally sharp. These individuals don't follow extreme health regimens or take expensive supplements. They simply move daily, eat whole foods, stay socially connected, and manage stress. Yet in many modern societies, lifespans are actually decreasing. Poor diet, chronic stress, sleep deprivation, and inactivity are cutting lives short. The average person spends decades dealing with preventable diseases, assuming that suffering is just part of aging. But it doesn't have to be. The difference between aging well and aging poorly comes down to small daily habits. Every choice, whether to move or stay sedentary, to eat whole foods or processed junk, to manage stress or let it take over, adds up over time. Imagine two people at age 50. One believes aging means decline, so they stop exercising, eat whatever is convenient, and assume they'll get sick eventually. The other understands that lifestyle matters, so they prioritize movement, eat a nutrient-dense diet, and make sleep a priority. Fast forward 20 years, and the difference is undeniable. One is thriving, while the other struggles with preventable health problems. The most powerful takeaway is this: it's never too late to change. The body has an incredible ability to adapt and heal. Even people who have spent years following harmful habits can see dramatic improvements by making small adjustments. Strength can be regained, memory can be sharpened, and energy can be restored if the right choices are made. Aging isn't something that happens to you. It's something you influence every single day. The future isn't written in stone, and you have far more control than you think. The key to living longer and staying strong isn't in genetics or expensive treatments, it's in the small, everyday decisions that shape your health over time. And if you like the video, remember to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell.